English winners, in this lesson, we're going to go into part 2 of our pronunciation mistakes that Korean speakers make when learning English. So, in the last video we did sounds, so I invite you to check out that video when you have a chance. I'll put a link to it in the end cards, and also I'll have a link to it in the description below. Until then, let's go to the next part of pronunciation, which is stress. Now, syllable stresses. Koreans know about syllables. Each block of text is a syllable, like 안녕하세요, right? So syllables are the same in English, but they're written out a little bit differently. So the stress comes in with the syllables. Here's an example. Teacher. Notice in Korean, they would just say teacher, but in English, we stress one syllable more than another. Teacher. Here's another one. Forget. All right? For quick and simple rules, the nouns and adjectives, if they are two-syllable words, get the first syllable stressed. Kitchen, kitchen. Table, table. Stable, stable. Faster, faster, okay? And then the verbs get the second syllable, usually, like forget, consume, deceive. Our three-syllable words typically stress the middle syllable, like important or devoted, okay? And then we have some rules with four-syllable words, which have suffixes like shun, si, fi, ji. And in those, usually the third to last syllable gets the stress, like this. CarTOgraphy, psychology. But there are exceptions, like information. Now also, with stresses, certain words in a sentence get greater stress than others. Usually the very important information, like our subject, our verb, our objects. And any word that answers a question, like how tall is the person? You would say, this person is 6 feet tall. So 6 feet gets the stress. But let's look at a simple sentence to help you understand. The dog barks. So with that, it's the subject that's important. The dog barks. When we add just a little bit more, let's say there's two dogs, one of them is in a room and the other is in the hallway. The dog in the hallway barks. That answers the question, which one, where, right? And then if we're trying to give further information, you might stress other important details. The dog in the hallway barks a lot. A lot is, how often. So that should give you a little bit more of an idea of how we stress some words more than others. Now, if you're watching this video in 2017 and you realize I don't yet have a video about the words that are stressed in a sentence, don't worry, I will soon make that video. Stay tuned. Until then, let's move on to intonation. Now, intonation is very important if you're Korean and you're learning English, because Korean is a fairly monotone language, right? Not a whole lot of ups and downs. Now, don't get me wrong, Koreans can sing. Their ballads are amazing, and as far as K-pop is concerned, Mamamoo is my favorite. But that sing-songiness doesn't translate to regular conversation. And so, here is some simple rules you can use, at least when asking questions. With any question that starts with WH questions, who, what, where, when, why, how, the question starts up and ends lower. How was the game? Where are you going? What is it? And then if it's a yes-no question, like, are you okay? It starts low and ends high. Are you okay? Are you okay? Did you fall down? Things like that. And I'll put a video about that down in the description. And finally, we have linking words. Now, linking words is how the words connect together when you say them. Sometimes we kind of skip past or brush past some words that are not very important, and then we'll focus in on important words. I've shown you that with stress, but it's also with the way we say the words, one word connecting to the next. I'll show you what I mean. One way we connect words or link words is with the schwa sound. Like, think about the sentence, I'm going to go home. Instead, we would say, I'm going to go home. So, to go. Now, the word to almost disappeared. I'm going to go home, to go. I'm going to go home. Because we're using the sound instead of to. And so that's one difference between a fluent English speaker and someone who is just learning English for the first time. Let's go into some other things with linking words. We also do it with contractions. Let's go to I have to go again. We already know to go because is our schwa sound, to go. But we can also combine the to have, to create have to. I made a video about that down in the descriptions, which you can also see. We also use linking words when consonant ending words connect with vowel beginning words. Let's look at the words check it. Like maybe you're searching for something, you don't see it, and I'll say check it again. Except I won't say check it. I'll say check it. And check it sounds like one word, but because the next one starts with a vowel and the previous one ends with a hard consonant, I combine it into one word. Check it, okay? And then we have words that end in vowels and begin in consonants. I'll show you those next. Like, let's look at the two-word sentence, see it. Like, I want to see it. That might change to, I want to see it. So want to becomes wanna. So we're doing the schwa sound again, but let's look at see it and focus in on those two words, see it. So I could say, I want to see it. But see and it combine with kind of a Y sound. See it. I want to see it. Okay? You see that? Very good. And so when you learn things like that, it will eliminate any pronunciation issues you may have if you wish to become a fluent English speaker and you started out learning Korean as your first language. Did you like this video? What pronunciation issues are you having trouble with? Please let me know down in the comments. Check out my first video on pronunciation for Koreans learning English if you haven't seen it yet. And also check out my Koreans Learning English Pronunciation playlist. It will help you with a lot of the issues that we've discussed today and includes many of the videos that I will also include in the descriptions below. See you later, English winners. Bye.